Okay, so this is just going to be a real short informational video. I know you guys know how to create slides in Google Slides, but I want to show you a few of the required things just to make sure everybody's on the same page, all right? So when you create a slideshow, which I already did, I chose a template. Now, you can always change that, or a theme, I guess. I shouldn't say template, a theme. So here are all the different themes that you have, and if you click on that, it's going to change. Now, the one thing you'll notice is that I already have some information on my second slide. It changes the font, it changes coloring. So what I would recommend is choose a theme and try to stick with it, because it could change. Like this is now, it changed the setup of that second one. So that's something to think about, but you can change your themes after you've chosen one. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's the theme. That's going to be something that's required. The next thing that's going to be required, so I have information about Rose Island, so I want to just show everybody this. I do not want to see stuff copy and pasted. I don't want to see paragraphs. I don't want to see sentences. I want to see the 6x6 rule, which we've already talked about if you were at the Google Meet, and also 7x7. So I'll explain what that is. That's basically the amount of information you can put on the slide. And I've taught for a long time, and some places it's 6x6 and some places it's 7x7. So I'm not going to go into more detail on that because I've already talked about it once. But I will say up here you should be using bullets or numbers, and I'm just going to use bullets because I'm not per se numbering this stuff. And so I've got information about Rose Island. That's my lighthouse. Okay, mine opened to January 20th of 1870. And I want to put in some, so a lot of times then if you have information, if you hit enter, a bullet's going to come up, but I'm going to put something underneath here. And some information that I found was the first keeper all right, and then if you're done with that, you can go back. And now mine's a little jacked up because I don't know, it's not acting right for some reason. But I should have another bullet here now. I don't know why it's not working. All right, I don't know, this is messed up. But anyway, bullets. And I'm just going to go ahead and type in, okay. I really would prefer that this is over here, but it's not cooperating. So type of lens, I'm going to hit enter, then I'm going to hit tab. And this is one of your requirements. Okay, so anyway, it's not exactly how I want it, but let's talk about 6x6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 lines down, and this is all good, but this is close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's got 7, but like I said, I'll take 6x6 or absolutely 7x7, but nothing more than that. And you don't have to have 6 down, and you don't have to have 7 across. So looks pretty decent. Now you guys probably know how to do this, and here's one recommendation. I'm going to show you how to insert pictures. I prefer to go to insert image and then upload from the computer. I've already downloaded the images that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. Now when your pictures come like this, you should drag from the edges on the corners, I guess, because that way you don't distort it. If you drag from the middle or the sides, then it distorts the picture. So that's just an FYI. All right. So I've put my picture in here, inserted a picture. I'm using bullets. I'm following the 6x6 or 7x7 rule, okay? Now, you guys all know how to insert a new slide, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go new slide. Now, this new slide is going to bring down this same style, I guess, that I had up here, but let's say if I want something different, you can always go to slide and you can choose apply layout. So they have all different types of layouts. So depending on what you're doing, you can choose these different layouts. I'm going to show you how to insert a video. So I'm going to do this. I could put video. And then if there's something that I want to explain about what this video is right there, I can do that. But for time purposes, I'm just going to go straight to show you how to insert a video that you get. Now, so you should go to YouTube again. I've already went to YouTube. I found a video clip, and here it is. You're going to highlight this up here, and then you're going to hit Control or Command C. You're going to copy it. You guys all know how to do that. Then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go to Insert and I'm going to go to Video, and now it asks, you can search for one, you can get one from your Google Drive. Well, I've got by URL. That's what we're going to choose. So you click on that and then you just come right here and you paste your URL and then you just hit select. And then that video is going to pop in. And just the same with pictures, you can move it, and if you're going to make it bigger or smaller, you drag from the corner so that it doesn't distort. All right, drag from the corner so that it doesn't distort. And I'm going to leave there like that. Okay, so inserting videos, inserting okay, there's some different things on here, but that I'm not too worried about that. This is what I want is for you guys to know how to get a video in there, okay? Next, transitions. Transitions are going to be how you go from one slide to the next. So how I'm going to go from this slide to this slide to this slide. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Arrange. I'm sorry, we're going to go to Slide, and we're going to do Transitions, okay? So I'm going to come down here to Transitions, and right now there are no transitions. And again, this is how you go from one to the next. Now, if you're doing PowerPoint, they give you a ton of these. Even I don't know if you guys even know, but Keynote is sort of like Max PowerPoint. They have a lot more options, but since this is free Google, they don't have quite as many options as the PowerPoint or the Keynote do, but it lets you see how it works. So I'm going to choose Cube. Now you can choose one for every slide, but realistically, if you're doing a good presentation, once you choose a transition, you should stick with that transition. So I'm going to hit Apply to All, just for the fact that if you have a different transition for every slide, and there's some of the transitions can get kind of, especially in PowerPoint and Keynote, can get a little crazy. People are going to be watching and waiting for your next transition versus paying attention to what you're talking about. So that's why I say pick a transition and stick with it. And then you can look over here, and this tells you that you've got a transition. So let's go ahead and play and just see what it looks like. So there's my first slide, and then I'm transitioning to the next slide. All right. We'll see if it does it. Okay, that's how it's going to look. So you can do that. All right. So that's the transition. So I've talked about inserting pictures, inserting video, the themes. The other thing I want to talk about, and then the transition, is I want to talk about, I'm going to come down here to this slide. I want to talk about another requirement was called animation. So you're going to go to, oh yeah, okay, so you have to have something chosen, I think. So I'm going to click on this picture. Actually, I'm going to click on the picture, then I'm going to go to Insert, and then I'm going to go to Animation. So you have to have something selected. All right, so basically now the transition is how you go from one slide to the next to the next. Animation is going to be how your picture is going to either come in onto the slide or how it's going to leave. And you can, once you've clicked on it, you can have appear or disappear. And if I have appear, I don't want that. That's just going to be, these are going to be the different ways that it'll come in. So I'm going to have it come fly in from the left. All right. And the other thing you can do is your speed. I always try to slow them down a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And this is what's going to happen is when I click, then my picture is going to come in from the left. All right. That's an animation. You don't have to do it just to pictures. You can do it from text. So I'm going to hit, whoops, I'm going to stop. All right, so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to highlight my heading and I'm going to click on add in animation. So how do I want this one to come in? I'm going to have it fly in from the bottom. All right, and I'm going to have it go a little slower and I'm going to hit play. Okay, now on the click, okay, there comes my picture, and then here comes my information. All right, now I do not like that in the sense that I feel like my heading or title should come in before my picture. So what you can do, I'm going to hit stop right there. You can actually, so we have our two animations. I've got my picture and I've got my heading. I can click on this and I can move that up. So now when I play it, let's see what happens. I go to this slide, in comes my title, then in comes my picture. Okay, that's a better order. Now you have animation requirements. This is animation. You do not have to do 2 on one slide. You can, or you can do 1 on every slide, or whatever the requirement is. Okay, but again, don't go crazy with animation. There's a way to use animation that enhances your presentation and doesn't take away from it. The same with transitions. If you get too much animation, it's going to be too distractful. All right. Okay, I'm going to hit stop, and then basically you can add a new slide. And again, I've already talked about applying different layouts. And now I will say you can choose to change the background, but the thing is that once I do this, the only background that I'm changing, like for instance on this, and this is just, you're just going to have to experiment. And if I hit that, I'm going to hit done. So now I've changed that to just this slide. I could also change, if I like this theme, the way it looks, but I just want to change this color, I could have applied it to all this theme. But there are ways to change the background, but you usually don't mess around with the backgrounds as much when you're choosing a theme, but I did just want to show you that, okay? All right, so I think I've covered all of the elements that maybe potentially some of you didn't know how to do, and I talked about the 6x6. If there's anything that comes up that you don't know how to do, make sure you let me know and I'll help you out.